So today we're actually going to be doing a Stromboli, which was requested
by Ken Lee.
And he says he has an issue making it every time. I think he said it gets soggy or something. I'm sure he'll jump on soon. And there he is. Ken, what's the issue that you have when you make a Stromboli? Does it get soggy, you said? Let's see what he says. Okay. But I know some people have an issue with that. I don't know if you're using, are you using store-bought pizza dough, or some people use those Pillsbury dough things, which I'm not, for this, I would not recommend using that. I would recommend when you go to the store, right near the, oh look, it says beer pizza dough. I didn't even realize that. I didn't even realize they made beer pizza dough over there, but this is what I got. So this is usually near the deli. I got these at Giant. So it's near the deli. They have it a little bit, but if it falls apart a lot. So that's probably a matter of the way you're rolling it. So that's what we're going to get into with that. So like I said, I usually buy this one. This is the best. Giant has it. I'm sure every single supermarket has it either in their deli area or their bakery area, or you can even ask over the counter and just say, hey, do you guys have pizza dough? You can go to your local pizza shop too. They'll sell you a pound, like, of the pizza dough. I don't know how much they'll charge you, but it's only a couple bucks.
So this is a pound. This'll cover the four of us.
The four of us, I mean, it's pretty big,
But after you get the dough and before you start making it, there is something you forgot to mention.
What?
You have to have
some wine, of course. It's Thirsty Thursday, Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I put some flour down on my board. So I have a big cutting board, or you can use it on the surface too. I put some flour down, like I just said. And what we're going to do is you're just going to kind of, like if you were to make pizza at home, you kind of just want to go around, like this is the problem now because I can't show you guys, but I'll try to do as best as I can to show you.
Okay. How much garlic are you going to need, by the way?
Just two.
Two cloves?
Now, with the Stromboli...
So 3, basically.
With the Stromboli, this is what I love about Stromboli. It's kind of like pizza. You can put anything you want on it. Nobody's going to judge you. It's your house. You can do whatever you want. So, now, there is a difference between Stromboli and calzone. And you actually even looked up some history, which I was very surprised at. Sorry, my phone again. Sorry, guys.
Telemarketing calls. You just said at your house you can do whatever you want.
Yes.
And so I can do whatever I want then?
No.
No. See how that works? Anyway, so does anybody know by the time they respond,
well, the difference,
do you know what the difference is between a calzone and a Stromboli?
That's what I was explaining to Rick earlier. The difference is a Stromboli is rolled up, kind of like a burrito. And a calzone is like a half moon, kind of like a taco. It's all obviously closed. Calzone is traditionally made with ricotta cheese. You do not use ricotta cheese in a Stromboli. You can if you'd like, but then, that's a whole other thing. But that's what I know about,
They are the big differences. With a calzone's typically crescent shaped, and a Stromboli's more straight, cylindrical, but it doesn't really matter. And as far as sauce goes, it depends on who's making it. Stromboli typically didn't have sauce; it was on the side. But it just became they both go back and forth with the two. So, but a calzone is actually something that came from Italy, from Naples, Italy, and in Stromboli is from South Philly.
Yeah, there you go. So I'm not surprised with that one.
They're both less than 100 years old. I think the Stromboli in Philly came around in the 50s. It became popular in the 50s. And basically in both areas, it was to deliver pizzas easier to customers because they could roll them up and they could fit more. Back then, it was harder to transport the stuff. So
now, when you're doing this dough here, don't roll it out with a pin. Just roll it out with your hands. Keep messing with it. If it breaks a little bit here and there, that's fine because you're going to roll it up. So it's okay if you get little holes in the middle.
All All right, I got to. All right, so you want the garlic minced then, correct?
Yes. Now, this is, I just like having garlic in there because I love garlic.
I can use this as for trash, right? For garbage?
Yep.
All right.
All right, so.
Always have a bowl on the side to throw your garbage on nearby. So
Look at him, 1951 Essington.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
That's actually just right outside of Philly, but it became popular in South Philly. But
right.
It's right there anyway.
Okay, so when you put it in the oven, you're going to put it in the oven at 400 degrees, and it's going to be for about 25 to 30 minutes until golden. Now, when you are doing this, do not use fresh mozzarella. Fresh mozzarella has a lot of moisture, so when you put that in, it's actually going to create moisture inside of the dough. Even though some people do that, but I think it becomes mushy. The bottom of it becomes a little mushy.
Yeah.
So the less moisture you can have in there, the better, the crispy it'll get. So you can use the shredded packs that you get in the supermarket, or you can go up to the deli and just order what kind of cheese you want and have them slice it for you. That's totally fine too.
And what was what was the heat on the oven? You said
400 degrees.
It feels like it's about 400 degrees in here. So am I going to turn golden brown? Golden.
All right. So when you're rolling this out, when you're going to do this, you're going to start. So the dough is here. You're going to start laying everything out towards you. So you're going to, instead of going away from you, you're rolling it from right here. And then once you have all your layers in, then you're going to start rolling it and make sure it's tight, kind of like a burrito, like if you're doing a burrito. And then on the top, you're just going to give little slices, and this way it can air out and, it cooks through all the way and it's not puffing up. So that's what Rick just mentioned a little bit ago. Do I use sauce in it? You can put a little bit of sauce, like a little straight through if you want. You do not have to. It can just be dipped in sauce if you want. Like I said, don't put too much stuff because you don't want it to become mushy. And that's the problem when you're making stromboli or calzone. Calzone is a little bit, I don't know, if you're going to use ricotta, you want to make sure it's drained so you're not having all that moisture in the ricotta.
Well, a calzone was originally fried too.
Right.
So,
yeah.
My advice.
Me, didn't you?
I did. My advice would be thin layer of sauce on the inside, and then something on the side so that you can dip it in and have more. Because for some reason, whenever we order stromboli from somewhere, most places they don't have enough sauce.
Right, and I like to have sauce on the side because I like to dip mine. So this is the mozzarella I got. I like it like this, and then you're just going to start layering it. And that's
the garlic's already here too.
Yeah, the garlic I'll do it kind of towards the end. Are you going to steal a piece?
I am, because why would you put mozzarella in here and not?
So now you can do anything you want inside of your calzone or stromboli. I personally like the Italian cheeses and stuff and the Italian meats in there, but you can put ham, you can put turkey, you can make it straight just vegetables if you want. So I start with the mozzarella. Now I'm going to go in with some salami. And you're kind of like doing shingles on top of these. You're just layering them, right? Is that what you would say?
Yeah, it layers like shingles.
Right.
And then you would do capicola, right?
I wanted
gabagool, as they say
that,
in South Philly.
But they did not have it, so I picked up some prosciutto instead. And so now I'm going to use, so I just put the salami down. Now I'm going to use provolone.
I have to
See how
this too.
It's somewhat thin. It's not like super thick. So I'm going to put some provolone in there as well. Now this would probably be my favorite part if I was doing this when I was little, was eating extra pieces
That's
that are
basically
left.
what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Mad Chef said gabagool.
Yeah.
Yep. You go.
All right. And then I have some prosciutto, which I'm just going to lay that on top as well. Now with the prosciutto, since you're going you're laying it like this on top, I'm actually going to do. Now, you don't want to add too much meat as well, because that's going to become greasy. That becomes greasy because all that grease comes out from all the meats and stuff like that. So I would just keep it at 2 meats maybe 3 meats if you want to push that, and then like 2 cheeses. So 2 and 2. That's what I would do.
I'm gonna take care of the basil.
Okay.
How much? You want that chopped up as well?
No, we just put it in there.
Just gonna lay it in there?
Yep.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna take the garlic that he minced, and I'm just gonna like kind of drizzle it in there.
Can you drizzle garlic if it's solid?
No, like this. That's drizzling, isn't it?
I don't know.
What? You're not dropping it. You're kind of drizzling it.
I don't know.
You're drizzling it all over.
Instead of try to criticize you for something.
All right. So yeah, the basil you can just
right.
lay in there. And then I'm going to take a little bit of, where's my Italian seasoning? It's back here.
The Italian seasoning is just oregano and different types of basil.
It's rosemary, thyme, and all that fun stuff.
Which we started getting stuff from the garden, by the way. Fantastic.
Now, when you go to use dry stuff, rub it in your hands because that's going to release the oils. So when you're cooking, it releases all those flavors. So I'm just going to do that and then sprinkle it in there.
We're also adding some spinach.
Rick wanted to add spinach because he wanted to feel healthy.
I like a good vegetable and meat stromboli. Like I'm one of those people that I love having the works. Like I'm gonna have a little bit, I gotta have it all. Mm-hmm. So
right.
That's what it is.
Excuses. All right, so
it's not excuses.
So this is like one of the easiest things though that you can make, especially if you're having people over at some point, which who knows when that's gonna happen.
Soon.
So
you've got
I actually don't need that. Okay.
You got some cool things coming up.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
Yeah. All right, so I drizzled that. Now, since Rick wanted spinach, I'm gonna add roasted peppers.
Oh.
Just because.
So now you were talking about the moisture, right? So
yes.
spinach and that are gonna have moisture.
That's why you don't put too much, and you want to use baby spinach. Because the smaller they are, the better. Can you open this for me?
What if I wanted to...
See, like
she's assuming her hands are weaker than mine. I'm pretty sure that yours...
Here, you want to use this? Well, our hands are kind of...
what happens if you want to add something like broccoli? Should you steam it first?
You should steam it or saute it first. Kind of like the peppers. The peppers are already cooked. Peppers are already cooked. If you're using onion, you could do sausage and peppers too. But you obviously want to cook all that prior to because you're going to drain all the fat and all the moisture from it.
Whew. I'm pretty sure you got that just to make me look weak.
So now this one that I got, they're not marinated in anything. They're just in the little bit of the broth. Like there's no oil or anything in it. So if you do go to get that, make sure you don't get ones with like oil in it. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I didn't hear anything in the past 30 seconds you said.
All right. So I'm just going to drizzle that on top. It's the same thing, just pouring it, right? I guess.
Yeah. Drizzle, you got it. Drizzle.
Whatever. If you're going to... See, I'm sorry. I keep saying a lot, guys. It's because I'm thinking. And this is not like a pre-recorded show. This is live. All right, so that's done.
You don't say when you're live on TV.
I know, because everything's already...
You're making excuses.
No, I'm not making excuses. It's just when you're on live TV, you know exactly what you're making and doing, and this I'm kind of going along with you guys.
I understand though, when you're standing in a room with me, it's pretty distracting. So
they can't even see you.
No, that's okay.
All right, so I have everything on there right now. So now I'm going to roll it up. Now, like I said, start from where you are rolling in. So.
Did you put sauce in there?
No. Do you want me to? Let me drizzle a little bit in there.
I mean, we can just keep it on the side.
I can drizzle a little bit in there, just on the top, like so. Like. I wish I could see. This is where I need an up above camera.
Well, we tried that.
Yeah.
And apparently it doesn't work without a bigger rig.
Okay.
So
I just drizzled some on the top. So now this is where it gets fun. You're right there?
Yeah, this is where it gets fun. This is where I watch you work and I just sit back and sip. I mean...
So I'm trying to think of how... So when you roll it, bring in the sides. You roll it and then bring in the sides. So this way it tightens. See, this is where I really wanted to show you guys.
So do you want me to kind of hold it up? The camera's up?
Well, it's already rolled now.
Oh, wow.
Now, can you go get me the baking dish or the
The pan?
The pan, please.
Is it the long one?
Yes. It's already out. It's already there. It's already pre...
Oh, you already...
Yeah. I put a little bit of baking spray on there just to make sure it doesn't stick on the pan. You can use parchment paper as well. Now...
Are you going to score it?
Yes. But this is what I'm gonna do this first. Make sure there's no bubbles in there. See how there's bubbles here? When you squeeze... After you roll it, if you squeeze it and there's bubbles, try to get those bubbles out. Even though the bubbles will pop once you... So you want the seam side down. That seam side should be down.
Do you need eggs? Are we doing an egg wash? I mean, you get that nice
you don't really...
golden color on it if you want.
Yeah.
You want me to get some?
It doesn't really matter. You can, you don't have to. So you kind of just
is
want to...
that yes or no?
No, if you want to do it, sure. I mean, I like having a little bit of a golden crust, even though it's still going to get golden no matter what.
Well, let's do the egg wash then. What do you need? One egg?
Yeah. So I just scored it all across. This way it's going to vent through when it cooks. I actually don't think I need it, Rick, because it's a pizza dough.
Okay.
Pizza dough is different than like a pie dough and stuff like that. It really typically will get golden on its own. So that's pretty much it. Now, if you do want, actually, I am going to do that.
What?
I'm going to drizzle. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of the Italian seasoning on top of it, like that.
Looks good to me. I mean.
Now, look at how big this is. This was just one.
Yeah, I mean that's perfect. That was a pound of dough.
It was a pound of dough. Now, if you're having people over and you slice it into small slices and serve it with like sauce, this is great.
And the best part is I'll have this much, and then you guys can split this here. And I mean I'll have to go.
All right, so I will put obviously the recipe up. I will take pictures and show everybody what it looks like.
I'll share
afterwards.
it on Facebook and everything. But,
all right,
but I mean if you're on my Facebook and you're not following her anyway, then.
But this is what I wanted to show you. So when you roll it up, like I just said, you want to have this right here. Like that.
The fold?
Yep, the little... So when you're what you're
it's like
doing
a little
is...
butt.
Because people want to talk about butts.
I mean...
Anyway, so I'm going to
truth.
put that in the oven. Like I said, 25 minutes, 30 minutes for about 20... I just said 25 minutes to 30 minutes at 400 degrees. And that's it.
Okay, that was easy.
That was easy, right?
No, I can't complain there. I'm just going to sit back and drink my wine and wait for it to pop
out. Ken just asked, I want Rick's job. Steak and meat.
I'm still not sure what my job is. You know, I mean...
So you can use egg wash, but like I said, it's a pizza dough. You really do not have to do that. I don't think I would do it just because it's not like it's like you're baking like a pie or something. Now, if I'm baking a pie, I will absolutely use...
a nice golden crust on
you
it.
can, when you're making bagels, you know, you can do that too, because everybody wants that shiny little, you know, little bit. Drinking wine.
Yes, that's my job. See, Steak and Maine knows.
All right, I'm going to put this in the oven, and that's about it.
All right, so...
That's it. That was quick.
Stay tuned, yeah.
Right?
I mean,
and now we get to munch on the leftover lunch meat.
And now I got to sit here and smell it cook for the next... How
25
long?
to 30 minutes. Yeah, let's put my time on.
She probably said that 3 times, and I wasn't really paying attention, but that's okay.
All right, guys. Talk to you later.
Have a good night.